This video is being sponsored by Circle.
Circle is a live-action football sweepstake game where the winner is decided by what happens on the pitch.
This weekend you can play the Shifter Special, which only costs £5 to enter, and you can win up to £500.
Also, the 5 Match Millions is back this weekend. Here's how it works.
You choose 5 lucky numbers, one for each of the 5 games.
Every kick, throw and header makes a difference to the final number, which is chosen at the end of each match. You can follow it all on the Circle app.
Match one number to win money. The more numbers you match, the more money you make. And if you match all 5 numbers, you win £1 million.
Another bonus, refer a friend and receive a free entry to the 5 Match Millions. Use our referral code on screen now, WeAreTottenhamTV, and receive a free entry.
But please remember, you have to be over 18 and a UK resident to play. Please gamble responsibly. What's going on, people? We are Tottenham TV, back here for another predicted lineup video for you guys as we play Liverpool at Anfield, 4:30 kickoff on Sunday. Ryan Mason has been doing the pre-match press conference, talking about the injury news, the team news, and what have we got?
Yeah, and pretty much same as last game, except for Ben Davies has returned from injury. He came off the bench last game, so he'll be available for selection on Sunday. But we know Basuma, Bentancur, Session, Emerson and Lloris are all still injured. Well, Lloris actually came back from injury and he's re-injured again, but he's definitely not available on Sunday, Mason confirmed.
Do you think there's more into it than that, or is it actually an injury?
I mean, it bores me to speculate, you know what I mean?
Bores you.
Yeah.
Speculation is fun.
Yeah, not for that. I mean, because who knows? I think he is injured, but if people want to put in something more nefarious for our club captain because they want to paint him in a bad light, I don't think so.
So you think he is injured?
Yeah, I think.
Let's move on and let's talk about the predicted lineup. We're going for a 3-4-3 formation as per usual. I do think that maybe we could spring a surprise and go to 3 in the middle, but we are going 3-4-3, and in goal, Fraser Forster, who covered himself in glory against Manchester United.
Yeah, had a strong showing, and he's actually been an able deputy for Hugo Lloris, to be fair to him. And I think in this game, with the way Liverpool attack set pieces with Trent and Robertson swinging them in from the corner flags, he's going to definitely have to be at his best to make sure that he's commanding in his penalty area. But we know he'll start on Sunday.
Yeah, so Fraser in goal, right wing back. I mean, I think this is the perfect game for Emerson Royale to come in, but alas, he is injured. So Pedro Porro will be playing, and I'm quite worried about him in this game, to be fair.
Yeah, another big test. He's going to have Trent. He's going to have Andy Robertson down that side, and probably Darwin Núñez as well. So he's going to have to do a lot of defending. He got forward pretty well against Man United, but still showed those defensive deficiencies, and he's going to have to sharpen up because it could well be the case where we start getting overwhelmed if he's not careful.
Yeah, definitely. And alongside him on the right of the defence will be Christian Romero, who put in a much better showing against Manchester United, and he is going to be vitally important, especially to back up Pedro Porro.
Yeah, and we're going to need his composure that he showed on the ball if we're going to be able to play out the Liverpool press, which is so intense at times. And we know that he can be a very aggressive player. He's going to have some tricky customers in the front line with Gakpo and Darwin Núñez probably down that side as well, or Diogo Jota, so he's going to have to be on top of his game.
Yeah, and in the middle of that back three is obviously going to be Eric Dyer, was probably our worst player against Manchester United with defensive frailties, and he is going to be better by tenfold in this game if we're going to keep them out. Yeah,
I'm worried about Eric Dyer, to be honest, as I am in many games, but we know that he struggles with pace, he struggles with one-on-one defending, and they've got very good one-on-one players, Liverpool, in the front line. So he's going to have to be on his A game to make sure that Spurs aren't getting so exposed, especially in the central area.
And on the left will be Clement Longley, another player which I'm worried about, especially down that side with the likes of Trent and Salah and all those characters.
Definitely. I thought he had a decent game against Man United, but again, still in moments was exposed. And Liverpool are flying at the moment, and Salah seems to be in good form. Again, one-on-one defending is not his strong suit, and Salah is a very good one-on-one dribbler. So I'm worried about Longley on this occasion, but maybe the next person could relieve the pressure on him.
Yeah, so we are picking Ben Davies at left wing back instead of Ivan Perisic, just to give us that bit of defensive solidity down that side.
Yeah, Perisic had a great game, but we're thinking he's 34. It's 2 games in the space of 3 days. It might be a bit too much for him to start both of them, especially play 90 minutes for both. Davies did come on for the last 10 minutes against Man United, so hopefully that will put him in a good way to start the game here, and we're thinking hopefully that will give us a bit more defensive solidity going to the game at Anfield. So we're starting Ben Davies here.
Yeah, and it's not just that as well. He has performed well in that position in the latter stages of Conte, you know, that game against Chelsea, I think West Ham as well potentially, but he did have a few good games there, didn't he?
Yeah, he performed pretty well, and he showed that he's not he can play that role, not to like a very high level, but he was competent there, I would say.
Yeah, let's run through the back line. It's Fraser Forster in goal, Pedro Porro right wing back, Ben Davies left wing back, Romero, Dyer and Longley make up that back three. In terms of the midfield, first player we're going to talk about is Ollie Skip, and seems to have gone off the boil a bit in the last few weeks, as has a lot of the team, but he set himself really high standards, didn't he, after that Milan game in the San Siro, but it's kind of dropped off from those levels.
He seems to be lacking a lot of energy a lot of the time, I feel, especially later in the game. I feel like he puts in so much energy for the first hour. He seems to tire for that last part of the game, and maybe that's leading to a few more mistakes or a few bad decision-making, so he needs to improve that. I think in general he's still been okay. He was really, really good a few weeks ago, but at the moment, he's especially against United, he was lacking in quality, and against Liverpool Anfield, it's going to be really tough for him if he's still lacking that same quality to influence the game.
Yeah, and alongside him, Pierre-Emerick Højbjerg, who's not in the greatest form, but did have a better display against Manchester United than we have seen in previous weeks.
Yeah, so he's going to be so important in the centre of the park when it comes to making sure we have any sort of control or any sort of limiting Liverpool. He was quite good when we were going forward against Man United, but still needs his work at the moment. It's getting overrun, and Liverpool, with Trent stepping into midfield at the moment, it's going to be very difficult to track him. So Højbjerg is going to have a lot of ground to cover. I'm a bit worried about it.
Yeah, I'm worried about both of them, to be honest. To be honest, I'm worried about areas all over the pitch, but where I'm not worried is potentially the front line. And let's talk about the right-hand side of the front, and that is going to be Dejan Kulusevski. Richarlison got the nod against Manchester United, but I think Kulu showed a lot more in the period that he was on the pitch than Richarlison did. Yeah,
we're going to stick with Kulusevski here. We know Richarlison played for now. Mason said in his press conference he was happy with Richarlison's performance because he maybe added that extra bit of bite that maybe he felt that they needed. But the fact of the matter is, he did go off after an hour. He said maybe he was looking a bit leggy because he had recently returned from injury. But I still think he was still lacking that match sharpness on the ball, which Kulusevski definitely seemed to have a bit more of when he came on. And maybe Kulusevski under Mason hopefully will start improving his performances.
Yeah, absolutely. And he did have a really good performance at Anfield last season, so hopefully he can replicate that. Up front is obviously going to be Harry Kane. Unbelievable performance against Manchester United in that much deeper role, orchestrating things. But I do envisage maybe a bit of a different role in this game.
Well, I hope not, to be honest, because I think we need him to be quite deep in this game if we're going to get him involved. Because I think if he's too high up, Kane ain't the quickest. So and if Liverpool are going to push players to the halfway line, he can run in behind, but I'd much rather him pick the ball up from deep and look for his partner in chief, who we'll talk about in a minute. But I actually think we do need him to come deep in this game.
Yeah, look, I want him to, but I just got a feeling that we might be just lumping the ball up there a bit and looking for the knock-ons from Harry Kane. But I personally want to see him deeper. I was saying to you off air before, like the formation and system that I actually want to see is Højbjerg Skip with Kane just a bit further forward, and then with Son and Danjuma actually leading the line in a 3-5-2. I think that could work a charm, to be honest, at Anfield. But I think we will go this way: Kane up top, and then obviously on the left, Heung-min Son.
Yeah, and again, usually when we play Liverpool, he's the danger man. He's the one who can exploit the space, especially with Trent in this new role. You think that could favour Son even more, but it's about whether he can get involved in the game. He's at home he's been playing well, but away from home still lets game pass him by at the moment. But I bank him to have a few opportunities in this game, but whether it will be enough to win the game remains to be seen.
Yeah, he usually turns up against Liverpool, doesn't he? And usually has quite a number of chances a game against them, and really kind of we use it to bypass their high line really well with Heung-min Son. So hopefully we can do the same. But let's run through the lineup with you guys one more time. It's Fraser Forster in goal, Pedro Porro right wing back, Ben Davis left wing back with Romero, Dyer and Longley in the centre-back positions, Skip and Højbjerg in the middle with Sonny and Kulusevski supporting Harry Kane. If this is the lineup, you're sticking with the 4-2?
Yeah, I said 4-2 in my predictions. I think that we actually will have enough to cause Liverpool some problems, especially with our attacking players. But I think with our brittle backline and the fact that Liverpool are on form at the moment, I just can't see us withstanding the pressure. And I think the new role for Trent as well will help them open us up even more. So I'm worried for that. And so I think we're going to concede a hatful. So 4-2.
Yeah, I kind of feel the same. I think it's going to be a really good game for the neutral. Maybe not such a great game if you're a Spurs fan, but it'll be interesting to watch. I think there'll be a lot of goals at both ends. I'm also going to go 4-2, by the way, and I think that we got to watch ourselves in our defence this weekend massively, because we've got literally holes and flaws all around that defence in the midfield as well. So it's going to be a very difficult game, but hopefully they can turn up and make us proud once again. Well, I say once again, but they did in the second half. Let's hope they can take that mentality to Anfield and cause them some problems. But let me know in the comment section below what your predicted lineup is, what you think of our predicted lineup. Like, subscribe and comment. And as always,
come on you Spurs.